Give me Okay, I just need to make sure that the microphone is definitely working. Just let me know if it isn't. I want to make sure every time that it's definitely working, because I'll be upset if it. I get upset when things don't work. Hang on. Testing, testing. Testing. Yep. Testing. Okay, that's working. Okay, good. Okay, so I won't. I'll just wait a little bit for just to make sure people, yeah, anyone who wants to, who might have been waiting for this, I'll just talk for a little bit. Let's see. I guess I'll do a little bit of a rant on, I guess, like life updates and such. Well, more to do with my day job. So my day job, man, I wish I knew how tough things were going to be, because I would have gotten a second job a lot sooner if I'd known what the fuck was going on this whole time. So basically, like, I've made work known that I'm available at least 5 days a week, and I'm willing to work 6 if, if things are tough. Because I don't want to leave people hanging. And I've been advised that, so my contract says that I have to be available for at least 15 hours a week for a minimum, at a minimum. So, and even if I don't work 15 hours, they will pay me 15 hours. I'm working less than that. I want to work more than that, but what I found out is that their plan is to never, ever give me more than 15 hours a week of work. That's their plan. That's which is extremely disheartening. So for those who don't know, I work in the healthcare sector. I won't expand more on that. And yeah, I used to have a lot of work. It was never a problem with how much work there was. There was always lots of work for some reason. But the company I work for got bought out by a corporation, and that corporation is really screwing up. And so I have to get a second job. So I've been advised by my union to change my availability so that I'm only available 15 hours a week, and to look for a second job, because and that in the future, if my work wants me to work more than 15 hours a week, then that will be an opportunity for me to renegotiate the contract. And so that's what hopefully our collective effort, if we're all in it together, hopefully things can change with that. I'm not going to hold my breath. I am going to adhere to that, because it just, it doesn't sound like, even if they don't change, it'll be fine so long as I can get a second job, basically. So that it'll be fine so long as I can get a second job. And even if we weren't doing this, the fact that I'm glad that I at least know that things at worst will never change. At least I know that. Once again, I'm not leaving this job because I've been with it for over 8 years now, and I don't. So I'm just less than 2 years away from getting long service leave. So I don't wanna miss that. I don't wanna that. Not that I want to cash it out as soon as possible. I just don't want to. I just want to make sure that it's there. So it's something I want to miss out on at all. So yeah, it's a permanent job, which is good. Yeah. So I just need to get that second job, basically. So Trying to think what else is. I guess that's the main life update. Uh, I think because I haven't been working as much, I've become very lethargic. So I need to fix that. I went for a really long walk on a couple of days ago, like a really long walk, and so the day after I decided to, which was yesterday, I decided to take just a rest day because it was a long walk. I think I shouldn't have made that a rest day. I should have just gone for like a shorter walk. That's what I should have done because um, I was very lethargic yesterday. So after to after this stream, I will either go for a walk or I might go to the gym because I know I need to get more sun exposure. I'm just always worried about getting skin cancer just because I see skin cancer a lot, and I don't want to get it. You know, so I just need to be careful of that. I'm trying to think, should I go to the gym or should I go for a walk? Because I should go to the gym because if I don't go to the gym, it's a waste of money. But I'm also thinking if I go for a walk, I could collect cans and that'll get me some money. Not a lot of money, but at least some money. But because I can collect a lot of cans on walks, I know how to, like I'm relentless when it comes to doing that kind of thing. Okay, I think what I'll do is I will. Actually, I've got to meet somebody because I'm selling something to somebody today. So I might meet them at the gym. So let me just send a message to this person. That way they know where I am. Okay, just a second. Just a second, sorry. Okay, I've now committed to that after this stream I will be going to the gym. I don't want to. It's the weekend, so I'm not going to use the pool. But yeah, I should go to the gym just to fix my sleeping habits. Also, I have. So I found out my bike had been stolen, unfortunately, because I was thinking, oh, maybe I could sell that because it was a brand new bike. I got it at the beginning of this year, and unfortunately, that was stolen. I can't believe that, and I've been losing. That's probably why I'm also lethargic, because I've been losing sleep over that. Um, and yeah, I've tried everything I can to track it down. It had a tracker that was supposed to last 6 months. It didn't work, which is just devastating. It's just absolutely devastating. Um, my building manager felt really bad that the security that we had um, didn't work at keeping it under wraps. So he gave me two unclaimed bikes. They're not as good as my bike. I can't ride them. They're not. My bike was very specific to how. Yeah, sorry, that's my coffee machine going off. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't like these bikes, but I will try to sell them. I'm not sure. feel like it's a bit dodgy to sell these on Facebook Marketplace, so I might just go to an actual bike trader or something and just see, is it worth selling the bike in whole, or should I just actually actually I could even go to a cash converters maybe, I don't know. I'll see how, because looking at them I'd be like, oh yeah, I'd sell them for $50 each, but maybe it would be a different story if I go to a cash converters. We'll see. Though they might not like these bikes, I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah. What else? I guess that's really all to do. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to talk? Anything else interesting worth talking about? I'm hoping by Monday I'll get something from work that will help me apply for a new job, because there's certain documentations you need, and normally we would get these documentations ourselves, but the place that I work for, I guess they were like, oh yeah, no, it's okay, we'll do that for you. The problem is, when I ask them for the thing, they don't know where it is. But I found a certain code that will hopefully help them find it. If they don't have it, then I don't know why they have me on staff. That'd be very weird if they've had me for a whole year without that particular documentation. So so anyways, hopefully I could just get that on Monday, and then I can just start applying for work. And I've also changed my availability with them. It's like, okay, if you're only going to pay me 15 hours a week, I'm only going to be available 15 hours a week. I'm only going to be available on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. That's how that's going to be from now on. And I've made it so that I'm at least going to be around for the clients that I'm normally seeing. Like, yeah, that's how that's going to be. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, I guess I could talk more about the homes. So let's moving on to some Homestuck thoughts before we actually start reading the comic. Actually, let me just check the chat, see if anyone's here. Let's see. I don't see anyone on Twitch. I have it so that messages can show up on the screen, but sometimes it doesn't work, is the problem. Oh wow, there's 6 people watching on YouTube. Hello. Hello, Watermelon Eater. Nice to see you there. Okay, now there's only 2 people watching. Cool. Nah, that's all good. Okay, so Homestuck related stuff. I'm curious about Homestuck fan games. I did look up a couple. I couldn't figure out if any of them were something that I would want to play. I've looked up. I haven't played any Murder Drones fan games yet, but I've been meaning to, and there's a couple I have in mind that I'd like to play. One's still in development. There's another one, I don't know what they're called. But yeah, like when I look at those games, I'm like, oh yes, I know exactly which ones I want to play. But when it comes to Homestuck games, the ones that I've glanced at, I'm like, I don't know which one I would want to play. So if anyone has a favorite Homestuck game, let me know. I'd be curious about that. Also, more thoughts about the pilot, because I have become an apologist for the pilot. Something that had been frustrating me for a while was the people saying that Vivzy Pop, people attributing the Homestuck pilot to Vivian Madrano, like creatively speaking. And like I've seen people try to push back against that, but I've also seen some videos. I've been seeing people still kind of defaulting to that for some reason, which is I think is disrespectful, not just to Vivian Madrano, who's got her own unique style that not everybody likes, but I like it. Though I do have some critiques about it, but uh, it's disrespectful to the people who actually made the actual pilot. And I was curious as to whether or not Andrew Hussey, the creator of Homestuck, was involved with. Well, he would have been involved with it. That's that much I knew, but I thought he would have been like a consultant or something. Turns out he actually wrote the pilot. He wrote the pilot. The guy who actually directed the pilot, the director, I forgot his name. I'm sorry. I should look it up. I don't think he's directed a lot of work, but he's been an animator for the what do you call it? Hell of a Bus and Has Been Hotel. That's kind of been his main work for a while, which isn't surprising. Of course, it would be someone who's there. So, like at most, Vivian Madrano has just enabled the existence of the web series of Homestuck, and people complain about the the, the pilot being confusing. I'm 2 acts into Homestuck. It's very confusing. Okay, I still don't know if this is a game. I don't know. I'm confused about everything. It's still cool, but it's confusing. Apparently, when I begin Act 3, that's when things get interesting, is what I've been told. Let me look up the director. Sorry, Homestuck pilot. Okay. Okay, so the director of the Homestuck pilot, his name, I don't know if they're a guy or a girl, but their name is Sky Henwood. And the writers are Sky Henwood and Andrew Hussey. That's very important. So it's kind of hard to tell, like, who's to blame for the way information is conveyed in the pilot. Like, is it Sky Henwood's fault? Is it Andrew Hussey's fault? You know, I haven't heard anything about Andrew Hussey being upset with how it turned out. So we can just blame Andrew Hussey, I guess. But also, some people... That's right, I was watching a video by someone called I the Parrot, who did a very decent video, I think. I didn't finish it, though. He did a pretty decent video about, the Homestuck pilot. And something that he said was that the problem with the pilot is that it didn't bring across the premise of Homestuck. And I saw a comment on that video that said, Homestuck is above having a premise. So it seems like that's just the problem with adapting Homestuck, is that it's just so unusual that you just have to give it a chance. You gotta let it cook. That's the problem. You gotta have patience with it. I've had patience, and I'm hoping that patience will pay off at some point. Not that I haven't been having a fun time, but yeah, once again, as I've said multiple times, I think that the pilot did adapt the screwball comedy of tone of the webcomic very well. And I even think that in some places it elevated certain aspects. Like I like the fight animation that John has with his dad. That was really good. Because in the webcomic, it's sort of this interactive game, which was fun to do, but it makes sense to if you're adapting that, you would replace that with an awesome fight. That probably didn't happen like that literally, but all good. Where is my? Okay, so I think I've lost some people. I think I should just get right into reading reading the webcomic from this point on. All right, let's continue. Oh God, not this fucking book again. I don't want to read this shit. Dear John, okay. You are no doubt reading this as a handsome and strapping young man. Why the man grit needed to lift the book itself. Why the man grit needed to lift the book is itself a sign of your maturity, not even to speak of the wisdom needed to grasp the nuance of Sassacre's time-tested mischief. I am so proud of you, grandson. Huh? How I wish I could have delivered this heirloom to you in the flesh, but I am afraid it wasn't in the cards. For you see, John, like you, this book must yet take a journey. Its journey will end on the final day of my life, and even then will continue some. Though I suppose that will be up to your father. Perhaps he will discuss it with you one day when he and you are ready. But it is your journey I am writing about. To wish you luck. There will come a day when you will be thrust into another world. Oh, he's going to get isekai'd. So this is kind of isekai, sort of. Though this is predating all that nonsense. And once you arrive, that is only the beginning. You will soon delve even deeper into a realm of warring royalty in a timeless expanse. A realm of agents and exiles, and concerts and colonel sprites, of toiling underlings and slumbering denizens. A realm where four will gather, the air of breath, and seer of light, the night of time, and witch of space, and together they will ascend. John, if only you knew how important you were. I regret my passing came so early in your life, and yet I feel in my heart we have already met. But what I know for sure is that we will meet again. Until then, John, I do hope your father keeps you well fed. Nana. Damn it. So this was part of Act 2 the whole time. Okay, fucking hell. So this was the ending. God damn it. Okay, I need to, from now on, I am going to look at the log to make sure that I have actually finished the acts. Because this would have been a very sweet way to end Act 2. That would have been, but I put it off for too long, so now I feel weird. So it's only now that we're going to begin Act 3. God damn it. Okay. Oh well. That's just how it is, I guess. Alright. Oh my god, it's Garden Gnostic. Oh, we're finally going to read from Jade's perspective. Got it. Okay, so this is interesting. So my understanding is that what's his name? Andrew Hussey was writing the this comic based on prompts that the readers would give. And at some point that was phased out. If if anyone is watching this, could you let me know when when that stopped being the case? Was it just for Acts 1 and 2? And did it stop at Act 3? Because people tell me that Act 3 is when things get interesting. Alright. Okay. A silly girl naps by her flowers. It is quite likely that she tired herself out with a variety of silly antics, as silly girls are often known to do. She may have a silly name too, or maybe not. It is hard to say for sure without asking her. But since she is slumbering peacefully, it would be a shame to wake her up. You might as well just give her a name right now. Okay, enter name. Farm stink, farm stink buttless. Buttless? What's a? I thought because I nearly read that as butt ass, but it's buttless. What's a buttless? I've heard of cutlass, which is a type of gun. Okay. Buttless meaning. I guess it's just meant to be. Okay, maybe it's just meant to be making fun of the word. I don't know. It's probably there's probably a few meanings to that. It could just be making fun of the word cutlass, but it's like cutlass, but it's a butt. I guess her name is Farm Stink. Wake up! Don't call her Farm Stink. Give her a real name, you bastards. So we're clicking. You try to roust Farm Stink from her slumber, but she is really down for the count. It looks like she is holding some sort of note. Okay, retrieve arms from. They're right there in plain sight. Look, they are flashing red. Okay. Drop pumpkin on Farm Stink. They'll call her Farm Stink. What pumpkin? You see no pumpkin, and frankly, it is hard to imagine there ever was a pumpkin in plain sight or otherwise. Anyway, that would be really terrible. That would be a really terrible thing to do to poor sweet Farm Stink. Okay, let's go read her diary. Okay, read note. Farm Stink, that is incredibly silly and a little bit rude. My name is equal. Right, we're going to turn the note around. Try again. Yes. Jade Harley. Okay, that's a nice name. Jade Harley. Got it. Oh, cool. She's awake now. Look at her. She kind of almost looks like a girl version of John Egbert, because she's got the teeth sticking out, and she's got glasses, and she's got this like little hair spike there. Whereas I guess like these two are kind of like what do you call them? Rose and Dave are kind of the girl and boy versions of each other in their own way. But yeah, so I think like the biggest, she's still got her little buck teeth in from the looks of it in the pilot, but John had them removed, I guess. For I don't know why that was. Oh, look at these flowers. I recognize these flowers from something, and I know it's got something to do with Homestuck. They look like the weaves from that I've seen in Homestuck a lot lately. Okay. So here we go. Let's examine the room. So the fact that her room is just a sunroom with a bunch of plants and vegetables. I don't know if Jade's my favorite character. I don't know who my favorite character is yet. I guess I feel kind of the same about all of them. I feel equal towards all of them so far, but in terms of who has the best room, I feel like I like this one the most, just because I feel like the air would be very clean if you've got a bunch of plants in your room. I don't know where she sleeps. That would be a problem. Looks like she's got like an air conditioner maybe, or I don't know. She probably got something to. She looks like she's got something for the plants to make them feel better. Make them all feel better, because you can't just have your plants like wilting in a hot room like that. You gotta regulate it to some extent. I think the other reason I probably like this is because I used to work on a on a herb farm, so I was always in this sort of environment, and I like that the plants are all on raised beds, because that's how we used to grow our stuff. We didn't grow them on the on the ground. We grew everything on raised beds so that we could, it was all in reaching distance. We didn't have to bend over and do it that way, at least for most things. Okay, your name is Jade. You have just woken up from a restful nap, and as usual, you have no recollection of having fallen asleep. So I have heard that this character has memory issues. That's right. I saw a short that that explained that Jade wears a lot of rings on her fingers, and she calls them memory rings to remind her about certain things. And I don't know if it's just that she's forgetful or if she's like dissociative. That would be interesting if they went with dissociative. Because that's right. I remember. That's right. Because the thing that keeps popping up, the foreshadowing, is that this character knows the future, but sometimes she doesn't know why she knows things, which makes me think that she is. I don't know. It might be that like she has other selves that know things but others don't, and they're not all talking to each other. Possibly. Um, yeah. Which I think that's interesting. Now, where was I? You have quite a number of interests. So many, in fact, you have trouble keeping track of them all, even with an assortment of colourful reminders on your fingers to help you sort out everything on your mind. There we go. Nevertheless, nevertheless, when you spend time in your garden atrium, the only thing in your mind is time in your garden. In your mind is your passion for horticulture. What will you do? So this also, I think another reason I like this is because this reminds me of my friend who is really into horticulture as well. And his whole place is just full of plants. Not so much anything like, what do you call it, herbicultural or agricultural. Nothing where it's like, oh yeah, I could eat that. It's just mostly, it's just like decorative plants, and it's really cool. And he knows how to take care of his plants, and yeah. So that's cool, and I'm always impressed with like his assortment of stuff. Okay, let's play a silly flute refrain. Okay, is this going to be musical? Why is it just white? Is this normal? Is this what it is? I'll just refresh the page. Oh. Okay, so we're getting interactive now. Okay, cool. Play. Ah! Oh, cool. Okay, hang on. Let me figure this out. Okay. Why is it going so fast? Okay, oh wait. Enter. Hang on. It's going so fast. I like that word. No, that one's my favorite. I like the ones where she just sort of jumps. Yeah, that one's my favorite. Oh, that one made. Oh, okay, cute. All right, so that was fun. Okay, let's keep going. Wow, you really suck at this thing. Maybe you should try playing an instrument you actually know how to play instead. Well, she's a. God damn it. Like, how is she supposed to. How do you. No one knows. No one instinctively knows how to play an instrument. You just learn it, you practice it, so shut up. That's how that works. God damn it. Okay. Maybe you. Okay. Uh, okay, maybe you should try playing an instrument you actually know how to play instead, like the one in your bedroom. Honestly, you have no idea where this flute even came from. Okay, so she's just telling this to herself. Okay. Things seem to appear and disappear around here all the time, especially to your unending chagrin. Any sort of large orange gourd that might be lying around, you consider throwing the flute down in disgust. Oh, come on. Yeah, capture log the flute, okay? Don't throw it away. On second thought, it was a perfectly nice flute, and there is no reason to take your frustration out on it. Exactly. You just need some practice. Exactly. But before you capture log the flute, you will need to set your fetch modus first. I'm surprised she doesn't know how to play. Hang on, the flute. Yeah, no, the flute's hard to play. I was thinking of what's that thing called? What's that thing called where you just hold it down straight and then and it's got like, you blow into it and you use the. What's that thing called? It's not a flute. It's that thing you blow into and it's got like the air holes and it's hard. I don't know. I'm not very musical, so I don't know what things are called. Before you okay. Before you capture log the flute, you will need to set your fetch modus. Yeah, okay. Let's set the modus. Okay, roll over above with modus. What do I? Okay. Oh no. Do I have to figure something out? Oh man. Okay. Okay. I gotta figure this out. Okay. You have a wide variety of fetch modi to choose from. You were really excited when your grandpa bought you this motor set for Christmas. He is a total badass, even if a little strict. You typically opt for the modus memory when it comes to matters of day-to-day practice. Okay, roll over above with now. Okay, let's see. So this is my memory, her memory rather, guess. Why does she have all this crap? Let's see. Why does she have all these dumb games? Okay, she's into games, that's right. She likes to play games with everybody. I don't like board games. I I don't like board games. I don't like card games. It's not. I would love to play Dungeons and Dragons one day, though. That's something I would like. That's something I'd be open to doing one day. I've never done Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know why. It's just a thing that's never happened to me. I do, yeah, I wonder why that's never happened. So I've played all these other. Because I've played all these games more or less, and I've played a bunch of. I played, Cards Against Humanity. I played. Yeah, so I've played. Yeah, I've played games. I don't think there's anything I have to click on. I think this is just here for to be impressive. I think this is just here for aesthetic reasons. Okay, select memory. Oh, okay, so I select the memory. Got it. Whew. Okay. Okay, so I'm putting the flute in the memory thing. Right? That's what I'm doing. Okay. You set your modus to memory and capture log the flute. Okay. You allot 9 cards to the modus from your deck, since that will be more than enough for your needs at the moment. Hang on, let me just check something. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to... Sorry, this was reminding me of the fact that I had taken my hard drive out of my PC, and so my, the blue frame around my avatar had disappeared, so I just wanted to make sure that was there once I plugged that back in. Okay. Where was it? Okay. You set your modus memory and capture log the flute. You allot 9 cards to the modus from your deck, since that will be more than enough for your needs at the moment. The modus grabs 9 more cards for matching purposes. The flute is split up on 2 blank cards and mixed randomly into the grid. To retrieve the item, you must first pick 1 card and then pick its matching card. For the typical Silodexer, this modus presents a frustrating guessing game and a lot of wasted time on mismatching. But you like it because you seem to have a knack for always guessing right on the first try. Okay, Jade. Squeal like a piglet and fertilize some plants. Bro. Like, you don't have to do that. Okay, so I think stuff like this is coming from the readership putting in their prompts, right? Okay, it is an awfully silly idea and is basically a waste of everyone's time. You will predictably disregard this thought and focus on more sensible objectives at once. Yes, that's right. You be sensible, little Harry Potter girl. Oh wait, she does have a pig. Never mind. Okay, and she is fertilizing the plants with... Okay, this is confusing. Okay, is she... She's not a pig, she just has a pig that looks like her. Okay. Oh my god, this is so much fun. Okay. Let's see, and she's capture logging the fertilizer. You capture log the bag of fertilizer. Consult colorful reminders. Oh yes, her memory rings, that's right. You tend to have a lot of things on your mind at once, and you can be a little forgetful. So you keep a variety of colored strings on your fingers as reminders. Each one means there is something different to remember at a certain time. Okay. In fact, looking at your index finger reminds you that there is something important to remember now. It is your friend John's birthday. The green string reminds you that John's birthday package will arrive today. The blue string also reminds you that John's birthday package will arrive today, though in a way that means something slightly different. You are further reminded that you have some things to do outside your house soon, but you should stop by your room first for some supplies, and most importantly, to see if John is online and wish him a happy birthday. Let's capture log the pumpkin growing next to you. Okay. Okay. You snap up that pumpkin, which seems suitably ripe for the taking. Hopefully, the safety of your Silodex will prevent it from being spirited away like so many of its ephemeral predecessors. Exit this room. Okay. Let's see. We've got some photos, photorealistic flowers up here hanging. Okay, nice picture. Wait, I just realized that her on her shirt it's like the weave. That's what I call it. I call it the weave. I don't know what it's officially supposed to be called. I don't know what other people call it. Man, I like this house. Yeah, she's got the nicest house so far. It's just all plants. I like it. And I guess that's all she does is just grow plants. You make your way to the middle of the garden atrium, where a stairwell joins the four atrium wings. Upstairs is your grandfather's laboratory as well as your bedroom. Capture log something. Okay. See, your memory modus is hardly any fun without much stuff in it, so you decide to stock up on fresh produce to fill some more cards. You pick a juicy red crabapple. Okay. You go pick a nice looking key lime. Okay. Then a delicious mandarin orange. Those are your favorite. And finally, a ripe yellow Eureka lemon. But modus fun aside, you feel it is impossible to have too many fresh fruits and vegetables on hand. Yeah, go upstairs to bedroom. Okay, you almost never use the stairs. Okay, so this is something that John had using that he would put stuff on it and then it would turn into a thing. I think, yes, right, he would use it for something called grist, but she's using it as a teleportation thing. Yeah, but John was using it for grist transmutations or something. All right. Okay. Wham. You transportalize upstairs. I like that. Instead of saying you transport, it's transportalize. I like that. I like that a lot. That's my new favorite word now. It's not that's my new favorite, possibly fake word. Okay, just above is your room. All right, let's ascend. Sorry, I just gotta check something. I'm working things out with somebody in terms of doing a meetup. As I was saying, I'm meeting somebody today to sell some books to somebody who wants my books, just two of them, and I just needed to make sure that we agree to meet at the same place for the handout. Anyways, we've now ascended into her room. Okay, so this is her actual room. I like that we were introduced to her sleeping in her garden atrium. That was because that was a unique spot for her to be introduced, and it says a lot about her character. The fact that she was sleeping in there specifically was a unique choice. Instead of, because they could have just Andrew could have just had it so that she was sleeping in her room, and then we could have seen the garden later. But instead, she was sleeping in the garden room, which I think it was a unique choice. Yeah, unique choice. Oh my God. Sorry, I just realized that everything I was saying was my phone was accidentally, I guess the microphone on my phone was turned on and everything I just said was being written down on my phone. And I don't want to send that to anyone. And now there's so much fucking text. Oh my God. It's not deleting fast enough. Okay, so turn off. Okay, don't listen to me. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, glad they introduced her in her garden sleeping. That said more about her character. I think if it would have been a lot weaker if she had woken up in this room. I'm sure this room is important to her. Like I can see she's got like some sort of probably a bass guitar back here. She seems like someone who would play bass. Oh, that's probably the instrument that they were talking about, right? That she was talking about that she can play. Uh, the toys tells me that she hasn't, she's still like holding on to her regular childhood, I suppose. And I can recognize the sun on her bedspread here that is reminiscent of the sun in this particular world's universe, uh, with the title drop and such. She's also got a poster uh, of that thing, the Ghostbusters reference that John also has at his place as some sort of a child's toy plaything. So yeah, she very much reads as like girl version of John. Also, I like that with what she wears. Oh, wait, so this isn't the weave. That's not the weave at all. That's just an atom symbol. Got it. But yeah, that's something that I like about her outfit is that she has a long skirt, a skirt that goes down to the ankles. Um, it looks to me it looks like it would be like a jean skirt, possibly. Yeah, I just think that's a cool look. I just think that's a cool look. It just it suits her character a lot. Yeah, she is unconventional. Okay, and I see the Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff comic poster over here. Okay, and she's got an orchid in her window, and she's got another orchid here. So yeah, she would be into orchids. That would be her thing. Okay, you enter your bedroom. On this side of the room, you are immediately confronted with numerous artifacts highlighting your various interests. Yeah, okay. Let's continue. Wow, look at this room. Yeah, so this is a different type of room. It's got like a staircase, which is a huge walking hazard right here, but okay. Yeah, so she is a bass guitarist. Got it. What are these? Like a Pac-Man reference? Pac-Man ghost? Okay, this looks like an anime poster. She would be into anime. And she's got a sci-fi wardrobe here. Oh, and she's also a furry. Look at that. I like the look of this green, what do you call it? Wolf. It's probably a wolf. Hot green wolf, and yeah, that looks cool. Let's see, this is yeah. She's got a chest, probably full of toys, and she's got all these other toys that I don't particularly care for. Let's see. Okay, you are an avid follower of cartoon shows of considerable nostalgic appeal. It's weird to describe a child as being nostalgic. Like, you're not ready to be nostalgic. You'll be nostalgic one day. Like, everything that you love when you're 13, everything you love until you're like 17, like that will become nostalgic. You don't feel nostalgic. I suppose you could feel nostalgic in your teenage years, like your late teenage years, mid to late teenage years. So I remember, I'm trying to remember, back when I was 14 or 15, I think it would have been 15 actually. I had this like brain blast where I was like, oh right, I used to watch a show when I was a little kid called Sailor Moon, and then I started watching that again, and I was like, wow, this is still great, and I was like nostalgic for it. You know, that was probably the first time I ever felt nostalgia. So, but I don't recall when I was like 13. I don't think I would have ever felt nostalgic at all. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wouldn't have been until I was at least 15 that I was like nostalgic for something. Anyways, you have found a zeal for marvelous and fantastical fauna of an anthropomorphological persuasion. Okay, yeah, so this is just her. So that was like a very, very scientific way of saying she's a furry. Okay, the language here is very specific. She is an avid follower of cartoon shows of considerable nostalgic appeal. Which cartoons is it? What's okay? Would this be a Powerpuff Girls reference? What is this? What would this? What would that be? Is she talking about the Ghostbusters cartoon? Did she grow up watching the Ghostbusters cartoon? What's this? What? Okay, but yeah, oh, I know what this is about. But what's this supposed to be? This can't be nostalgic. This is current in her world. Anyways, okay. So now, you have a profound zeal for marvelous and fantastical fauna of an anthropomorphological persuasion. Uh-huh. You have an uncanny knack for nuclear physics. Okay, that explains the shirt and the wardrobe. And not infrequently can be found dabbling in rather advanced gadgetry. Cool. Cool. She sounds like she would be a very. I would, if I had a friend who knew how to do gadgetry and such as, I would highly value that person in my life if they, because that's something that they can bring to the table, especially with her type of personality where she's just trying to please everybody. I would not take that for granted. You enjoy sporadic fits of narcolepsy. Okay, so this morning, I was watching some shorts. I saw a short of somebody's dog, and the dog has narcolepsy. So if they get excited, they'll like have to like lie down for a bit. So this this character does seem like they would be that they would be narcoleptic. Um, I don't know why. I feel bad like saying that this character reminds me of that dog that I saw, but it was a cute dog. But yeah, like don't take that the wrong way. Don't take that the wrong way. So let's say sporadic fits of narcolepsy. Another thing I'm sort of curious about, like, because sometimes people use stuff like I don't know, like I was watching I Saw the TV Glow last night, and the character has asthma, but the character doesn't actually have asthma. They're portrayed as having asthma, but the asthma is actually referring to something else that's going on with that character that isn't asthma. It's something else. I won't spoil what that is if you haven't seen I Saw the TV Glow. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, So I'm wondering, like, is the narcolepsy actually narcolepsy, or is the narcolepsy supposed to be referring to something else that will reveal itself in the story? That's what I'm. That's what I'm always curious about. You know, with the when these things come up. Your love of gardening transcends the glass confines of your atrium, and you are at times prone to patterns of pre-recognitive what? Prog prognostication. Okay, let me look up these words. What are these words? Okay. Pre precognitive precognitive uh prognostication. Okay, precognitive prognostication refers to the supernatural or psychic ability to know future events without using logic or inference. Okay, so I love how extremely specific the terminology is in this on this page. It's not using like dummy language at all. It's like, she's not saying she's a furry. She's not saying she's psychic. She's just saying, she's using like other terms that I've never heard of at all, but they're real terms. Like it is, these are technically true. Like this is a technically true term. I like that it's honest, but it's unrecognizable at the same time. It's not using simple language, which I appreciate. Because sometimes you get tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. It's just nice to hear like a different way of saying it. So I appreciate that. Okay. You consider briefly the question, what will you do? But you quickly realize this is only half of your room and is therefore host to only half of your interests to choose from. Okay. Explore the other half of your room. Why does she have guns? She's got at least 3 guns there. Let's see, she's got some other stuff too. Wow, she's got a really big room. She's got a double bed. Let's see. Yeah, she's probably got the most. She's definitely got the most impressive. Why did her shirt change? Why did her shirt change? When did that happen? How did that happen? What the hell? Okay. Man, you really got to keep an eye on this comic because stuff like this will just happen and you don't know where it's leading. What does it mean? Is it going to turn into a thing? Gotta stay on your toes. Sorry, I just need to drink some water because I'm. Let me just check the chats real quick. Okay. Hang on. Oh, hi there, Jasmine. Nice to see you there. Oh my God, I forgot for a bit. You can't hold and do all. Oh, was that back when I was playing the flute? That's all good. I hope that was all I had to do with that particular bit. Was that I could just, that it was just meant to be like a fun thing. But I enjoyed that bit. That was unexpected. I don't know. I hope I haven't missed out on anything important from that particular spot. I don't know if that was supposed to be like a music puzzle where you unlock some sort of mystery, but or secret, but all good. Okay. Over here, there are yet more articles of your aforementioned interests. and then some. Additional telltale signs of your enthusiasm for nostalgic television mingle with your assortment of game hunting firearms. Well, at least she's American. You are a skilled markswoman, though your crosshairs would never settle on an innocent creature, anthropomorphically persuaded or otherwise. So, what's the guns for then? If she's not game hunting, what's to shoot? Well, I'm glad she. You know what? This character, I reckon she would be a vegetarian, so that's cool. I don't think she would judge anyone for not being a vegetarian, or at least not too harsh. I think she might disapprove, but not like. I don't think she would be like make it a huge thing, you know. Okay, your work table is littered with equipment to facilitate your tinkering. For you, experimentation is not a particularly exact science, and you lean heavily on sharp intuition for consistently and eerily optimal results. Nevertheless, you have still not been able to get that broad, flat gizmo there to work, which is a design you have borrowed from one of your grandpa's more mysterious inventions. Okay, so her grandpa is an inventor. Cool. Okay. You are a great admirer of his, and you are not alone. Your grandfather is a world-renowned explorer, naturalist, treasure hunter, archaeologist, scientist, adventurer, big game hunter, billionaire extraordinaire. Okay, so she is the richest character so far, but it sounds like her grandpa is what's his name? Scrooge McDuck. That type of billionaire, not like an Elon Musk type. It's like this is Scrooge McDuck. You know, he's doing cool. He's actually doing. He sounds cool. He sounds lucky because of this part, but he also sounds like he is genuinely cool. Though apparently he's strict, which I don't know. I could be wrong. It's hard because it's hard to like understand the personalities of the because the adults in these characters' lives are very vague. They're still up to interpretation. We're not quite getting the whole picture of what they're like. He has taught you everything you know, but in spite of all his lessons, it is still difficult to escape his stern lectures when you are on the way out of the house to run your errands. He spends most of his time in the grand foyer, stewing in his own intensity and charisma. Okie dokie. Good for him, I guess. Well, at least she seems the right kind of spoiled, maybe. Who knows? And today will likely be no exception. Among the errands you have planned is to venture out to find your pet and best friend named Bequerel. Bequerel? This animal must be fed, and he will not be happy if he is not. And if he is not happy, then you will not be happy. But first, you really should dig out your computer and say hi to John. Now, what will you do? Quickly retrieve firearms from wall. Okay, you do that, buddy. You do that. I like this one. That's my... that doesn't look like a gun. That looks like a... What do you call it? A harpoon? Some sort of handheld harpoon. Okay. You equip your trusty hunting rifle. There would be hell to pay if your granddad caught you leaving the house without it. I see. Wonder why the design on your t-shirt changed. Yeah, I was wondering about that too. What? It changed again. Oh my god, what the okay, so this is on purpose. Okay. There isn't much to wonder, really. You left the wardrobe fire on its randomization setting. Okay, so this is something that she is aware is happening. Okay, it's like, okay, so, okay, that explains what was going on. It's because the shirt is made of technology. Okay, let's keep going. It's the weave. It's the sun. It's the wolf. Don't know if any of these are supposed to be important. I know that this kind of. I don't know if this is supposed to be important. Okay. You may contemplate which shirt design you favor the most and commit to that setting in the near future. Capture log nearest Squiddles doll and hug it. Oh, okay. So this is these are Squiddles. Okay. Just before you grab one, the powerful electromagnets concealed in their underbellies, electromagnets, okay, in their underbellies become activated, and two of them get all tangled up with each other playfully. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, you capture log the Tangle Buddies. Yeah. Lose interest in fauna and never speak of it again. What? Oh, but you can never do that. Yeah, don't do that. Never apologize. Okay, it's okay. Just, this is important. Okay, it's just, it's part of who you are. Don't let it go. It's all good. Speaking of which, in terms of like furry content, I before I started streaming, I was watching a Fox in Space show's stream on Twitch just to see his progress on the next episode of A Fox in Space. If you haven't seen A Fox in Space, there's 2 episodes so far. The second one is fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it will all end, because the next episode will be the last episode. It's just meant to be a 3-episode thing, and that's it. So I'm really looking forward to it. But what I'm really looking forward to, though, more than that, is he's gonna, after he's done with the Fox and Space show, because Fox and Space show, that's based on a game called Star Fox, which I haven't played, but I'd like to play it one day. But what he wants to do after his big fanfic, that's what it basically is, he wants to do another show called The Violence, and he said that's going to be like his Dune, his Lord of the Rings, his big giant epic. But he says he's just going to keep working on it for the rest of his life. He'll never stop working on it. That's the plan. He'll just keep working on it forever and ever and ever, and it will never end. He'll just keep working on it until he dies. And then someone else can potentially someone else could take over it. But he would have to have a protege or something. I think that's what he said, something like that. Yes, show, and look out for the violence. Now, okay. Oh, but you can never do that. Let's see. Lose interest in fauna and never speak of it again. Oh, but you can never do that. What marvelous creatures they are. What a daring dream. To combine the finest qualities of humanity with the elegance and nobility of the animal kingdom. This is a really good take on furries, I think. How you wish you could know their world, to hear one night those muted paw pads. Okay, so I don't think this is just about being a furry. I think this is also about, I think it is about being a furry. I think this is also about having respect for nature as well. To hear one night those muted paw pads what the heck is that word? Trapes? Trapes. Walk or move reluctantly. Okay. But I don't know how to pronounce that, is the problem. Paw pads traipse up your stairs A low but friendly growl unsettles your slumber, and as you so poor. Oh my god, words. Okay, this is such a good book that I have to look up all these words. So poor. An abnormally deep sleep. An abnormally deep sleep. Let's see. And as your so poor seeps from your eyes, they detect a sharp pair of ears cutting moonlight. A mysterious woven tongue invites what? What? Wouldn't these ears suit you? Would would not this proud long snout assist you in the hunt? Okay then. No need to answer. Words slough from your busy mind like a useless dead membrane as more visceral sapience takes over. Something simpler is in charge now, a force untouched by the concerns and burdens of the upright, that farcical yoke, the bipedal toe. Okay, I think there might be something slightly more going on with this character other than that she's a furry. I think there's just something else that might be going on. Possibly. It now drives you through the midnight brush, your paws whisking through creepers, unearthing with each bold stump bright odors demanding investigation. So just so it's understood, I don't think this is weird because when I was a kid, I also would have, I used to watch that show, Animorphs, and I was like, I want the power, and I was like, I want those powers. I want the power to morph into animals every now and then because that would be fun. That would be so fun. And also, I used to watch the Wild Thornberries a lot, and I also liked the power that Eliza had where she could talk to animals. So so everything that she's describing is relatable to me, especially at that age. I would that is relatable, but it's just the poetic language is unrelatable to me. The way it's being conveyed is like I would never have described it this way as a 13-year-old, but she's also a genius. This character does remind me a lot of one of my friends who is, I wouldn't say he's a genius exactly, but he is, I'd say he's not too far away from it. I'd say he's a few points off. He's I wouldn't say he's a genius, but like compared to like an average Joe, which he isn't, he is in the realm of average Joes, but I would say he's like probably on the smarter end of those guys for sure. That's the best I could put it. Let's see. Your paws whisking through creepy, but not for long, as you and your friend must claim the night with piercing howls moonward. You eat a weird bug and don't even care. Okay. So even if she was like, even if she did turn into a wolf, she would not. She wouldn't. She would definitely not be eating meat. Even then, she would be eating bugs. Okay, pick up your toys. Yes. Clean your room for God's sake. Speaking of which, you pick up and admire one of your manthro chaps. Is that what that's called? They are wonderful friends and are always cheerful and pleasant fellows. Why, dear Mr. Coxcomb, how ever will you be received at the barnyard gala without the trappings of a proper gentleman? She's definitely the girl version of John. Each manthro chap comes with a number of accessories, including articles of formal attire, a vaccination kit, and a dishwasher safe sloptra. Okay. Vaccination kit. Organize all your dolls. Okay, let me just check the chats real quick. Okay, what did the... Sorry, I think the chats are a bit slow on my one. Yes, I was talking about the well-read one. That's like... man. Oh, right, Manther, got it. got it. Sorry, I just realized what that meant. Man through. Uh, Sorry, I hate looking at the Twitch chat because there's always like some sort of, I don't know if they're bots, but they come across as bots, bot chatters or something, where they just sort of advertise stuff like their discords. They're like it's probably not bots. They're like spam chatters where they're like saying, "Hey, join us on this Discord," or "Hey, you can buy viewers on from this," and it's like I don't want to buy viewers. That's dumb. Let's see. Let me just check something. Yeah, I don't know how to. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm getting used to certain things on Twitch. I'm still getting the hang of it. Yeah. By the way, thank you to anyone who follows me on Twitch. I've been getting more followers on there, so that's nice. Okay, you gather all your dolls into a rather cozy looking pile. Change wardrobifier setting. Let's see. I like how like when I saw this, I was like, "That's a wardrobe, but it's a sci-fi wardrobe," and I was completely right about that. But I didn't know what I meant at the time. I wouldn't have known how it worked at the time. You deactivate the wardrobifier's randomization mode and set it to cycle through these three shirt designs. The decision was tough, but you came to the best possible conclusion. I also say that the character Jade reminds me of my well-read friend, but at the same time, there's parts of her that does remind me of another friend that I have, who is a girl, and she does kind of. I don't want to say she's dumb. She's not, but I'd say she's more like has a lot of cultural interest outside her own perspective. Like she's always interested in other people, and she is very eager to please. Whereas my friend, he's like doesn't care what other people think. Where she kind of I feel like she has more so I feel like Jade has more point of reference for people that I know in real life. Though I would, a part of me really does want to try to convince my friends to read this. But like for the purposes of finding out which character they think that I am. Because I'd be very curious to see how I would be perceived through the lens of this comic. Anyways, you deactivate the wardrobifier's randomization mode and set it to cycle through these three shirt designs. The decision was tough, but you think you came to the best possible conclusion. By the way, I would really like a wardrobe like this. That way I could just... This would be a really great idea to have. It would be... Now we can just have like a couple of shirts. You don't have to have a bunch of shirts. You could just like put whatever you want on it. That'd be great. Let me just click on this hyperlink. Pick Jade's shirt. Can I? Was this a real vote in real life? Jasmine, can you tell me if this was a real vote? Did people decide what it was going to be in at this particular point? Okay, let me just see what everyone's saying. Hi there, other person in the chat. Well, do not open to bunch of numbers. Luckily, I think it's just us here. Uh, that's all good then. Yeah, could somebody let me know? I really want to know about this before I forget about it. I guess actually that's something I do relate to with what's with Jade is her. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I have a bad memory. Like my friends, my well-read friend, he has a really bad memory, whereas I've got a good memory. And when I do forget things, I get really frustrated. I can't remember certain things. I'll tell him things in great detail, and he'd be like, "How the fuck did you remember that?" And I'm like, I don't know. I just did. And when I don't forget something, he'll be like, "Don't." He'll say, "You shouldn't feel bad about not remembering it because I never remember anything." And I'm like, "Well, but remembering things is my thing. Like, to me, it's very important to remember stuff. So I get upset if I don't remember things." Okay. P. Sure it was. You possibly sure it was. Is that what you mean? Okay. Oh, you're pretty sure it was. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So this is like the difference, I guess, like in reading. This is what I mean by this part of this comic's appeal was that it would have been a be there moment, and so it is going to be different when you're reading it all these years later. It's just an artifact now. It's whereas back then it was the moment. I started reading when Act 6 was coming out, but there was still voting happening back at this point. I don't know how much I've missed as far as the stream or if you've seen her Silodex yet. Yes, we've seen the Silodex. We capture logged her. What did we capture log again? We capture logged some. I think. Pretty sure we capture logged some plants. No, we capture logged fruit. That's right. We capture logged fruit, and we capture logged one of her guns. Yeah. And it was there was some flash animation with that, and we could like click on it. And I don't know, so we're mucking around with her memory capture logs or something. Okay, lookout window. And her Silodex seems more impressive than her friend's Silodex's, because her grandpa is super duper rich and got her the best Silodex apparently. So I'm guessing she's got more ability than the other friends do, or she's got more resources at her disposal. Oh look, it's a volcano. I remember seeing this in the pilot, and I'm pretty sure that Jade was hovering above the volcano, possibly, and that's what I remember seeing in the pilot. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Okay, so back last week when I finished Act 2, uh, and we saw that whole like sequence of events. It looked like so I watched it. I watched it again a few more times this week. It looks like and there was that whole spaceship that went up in the air, and I thought that's what triggered the comet that destroys the world. But but rewatching it a few more times, it doesn't look like that was the case at all. So I don't know what that's about. We'll find out one day. Okay, let's keep reading. Oh yeah, hang on, or a set at least. Like she calls John's modus like it doesn't sound too much fun. Yeah. Thank you for not spoiling anything. I appreciate that. Okay. So yeah, it looked like she had like a that's right. She did call it like a set modi or something, where she because she had like a whole bunch of stuff, right, and what looked like a Silodex, but then one of the uh, discs, the floppy disks, the things that look like floppy disks, that has her uh, fetch modus or something in there, and that was like I don't know, it was like a Silodex inside of a Silodex or something. Anyways, let me just read this one. It is another beautiful day in your neighborhood. It is peaceful and quiet as usual. A rather imposing volcano looms over your house, which has been inactive for centuries. Though dormant on the surface, the volcanic activity deep underground provides your house with a source of geothermal power. Oh, that's cool. You are not sure why your grandfather decided to draw from this source of energy when he had the unlimited power of the atom at his disposal. But it has been but it has been this way for as long as you can remember. You have chalked it up to your family's long-standing propensity for eclectic pursuits. Wait, you mean pursuits? Pursuits. Yep, that's I like that. That was a good sentence. Fun fact: in Australia, we only have one volcano, and it is inactive. It was active at some point, probably millions of years ago, but because I guess we're not really near the edge of any tectonic plates, we don't really get any earthquakes or anything like that. We don't really. There's no what do you call it? There's no not there's nothing from because lava comes from the core of the earth. So none of that's like seeping through anything, any gaps to set it off here. So it's a dead volcano, basically. It's a dead volcano. And I shouldn't say we don't get any earthquakes because I remember one of my science teachers said that there was an earthquake once, but she didn't notice it happening because she was explaining that she was pregnant at the time. She was standing on some sort of scales to measure how much she weighed, and she said that she missed the earthquake because she was explaining physics to us or something. When she was somehow her stepping off this big scales caused her to miss an earthquake happening because when she stood off the scales, somebody ran into the room and said, "Is everybody okay?" Um, and she thought that she had shook the room from being so heavy because she was pregnant, and she felt bad about saying that because it was funny. Because she later found out that there was an earthquake, and some people would have been hurt from that. But yeah, I don't know why there was an earthquake because I've never experienced an earthquake in my life. I've never heard of an earthquake happening anywhere in Australia in my life, so I don't know how that was possible, but that's what she said happened. Unless she was in another country at the time, that could have. I feel like that's something I would have remembered, but I don't remember her saying that. In fact, I think she said she was living in Newcastle or something. That might have. I could be wrong. Who knows? Okay, so I've already read this part. Let's move on. Retrieve fursuit from magic chest. We're being honest. She's being honest to herself. Okay, she is the best character so far. She's definitely the best character so far. I like her. Let's keep going. How long have I been streaming for? I pretty much started at what is 9:30 to me, and it's just over 11 o'clock now. So that's, let me just see. See, 10:30. So it's only been an hour and a half, really. If we're not counting the half hour that I allowed myself. If we do count that, then it's 2 hours. But I'll probably stop in less than an hour because I would like to get ready to go to the gym at some point. So we can still keep going for a bit. Let's see, what did you say? Okay, like it was in our city or area, but my house was so far off the edge of this weak earthquake's radius that we didn't know till our Barbados relatives messaged us. Okay. I mean, I can see how long it's been. I meant how long you plan to stream for tonight. Well, yeah, probably at least 40 minutes I'll stream for. I don't know if you're busy or if you've got something you've got to do while listening. But yeah, I'll be going for another 40 minutes, I'd say. Is there a particular is there a particular page that you want me to get to, or? Okay, all right, get it. Okay, so we'll see how far we can go. Okay, what is this nonsense about fursuits? You do not own a fursuit. You think anthropomorphic fauna are really cute and enchanting and all, but it has never occurred to you to dress as one. That's same with me. Like, I've never had a fursuit. I don't have an interest in that. I still would consider myself to be a furry just because, I like Lackadaisy. I've read the comic. I love that comic. I still need to finish Beastars because I only ever watched season 1. What else do I like? One of the few good Disney movies, though it has a few problems, is Robin Hood. I don't really care for Zootopia. It was alright. Probably would hit different if I saw it as a kid. What else is furry that I like? Oh yeah, A Fox in Space. I love A Fox in Space show. Go watch A Fox in Space. It's on YouTube. You can watch it for free. The guy, Matthew Gafford, he does not care if you download it and re-upload it in your own way wherever you want. He does not care. He does not care about copyright. Who else? Who else is I'm trying to think of any other furry stuff that I like. Yeah, I can't think of much. But I do know that is a thing that I like, but I'm just not into the whole fursuit thing. But I've seen some people's fursuits, and I'm like, that is impressive. Like some of it, like some people are incorporating, what do you call it, animatronics into the face. Because ever since I was a kid, I've always had I really hate like the mascot thing, where the characters don't blink. I would not have had a fun time at Disneyland seeing the mascots and seeing Donald Duck and then he just doesn't blink and his mouth doesn't move. I hate the stationariness of mascots. That's ever since I was a kid. It's always annoyed me. But yeah, other than that. But yeah, her referring to herself as a furry by way of calling herself an anthropomorphic fauna is kind of, to me, reads as they're not dolls, they're action figures. That's how that reads to me. Okay. Let's see. Nope, I was seeing if I could find a good point for you based on how long you were planning to go. I still need to read that, lol, and I only watched season 1 of Beastars. Okay. Or not even the Nick Judy dynamic. Who the heck is Nick Judy? Who's Nick and Judy? Nick and Judy. Nick and Judy. That does. They're not characters from Lackadaisy, are they? I think I would have remembered that. I don't recognize that reference. Sorry, Jasmine. Okay. Oh yeah, where was I? Sure, it is fun to imagine what it would be like to run wild with a pack of wolves, or purr and frolic with a litter of kittens. I mean, you could just do that anyway. But dressing up as an animal just seems ridiculous. Well, not really. People dress up as crap all the time. Like, trying to think. Like I dressed up as Darth Maul for my friend's birthday once. That was, and I won. I won the competition. There was a competition in my mind. Well, I didn't know that there was a competition, but I treated it like it was. Like if I dress up as something, to me it's a competition. You know. So and anyways, my what do you call it? My costume as Darth Maul was really good. I um, yeah, it was really good. I was the best. I was the best one. And you could say that it looked ridiculous, but who cares? I'm trying to think, what else have I dressed up as? I've dressed up as. Let's see. I think when I was 10, I dressed. 10. Yeah, I would have been 10. 10. Wait, how old was I when Lord of the Rings came out? Let's see. I might have been 10. Yeah, I think I might have. Let's see, 2000. No, I would have been 11. I was either 10 or 11 when Lord of the Rings came out, and I dressed up as Frodo one time. What else? And I feel like I also won that. Anyways, it's cool to dress up. Who cares? Um, it would still be just as silly. It would still just be a silly girl draped in raggedy synthetic tufty piece of crap. And seriously, who are you trying to kid with that sort of baloney? Oh, come on, come on. Anyway, it is not a magic chest, it is your gadget chest. Oh, well, okay. Which you have. So, to me, it's interesting because I was saying that all these toys tells me that she's still holding on to her childhood the most compared to the other characters. But I think she also probably feels a little insecure about that because she also knows, like, she is growing up. She instinctively knows that. I guess, yeah, it's kind of hard because something that I sometimes think about is, you know, because I'm in my 30s now and I'm sort of like, okay, because when you grow up, for me at least, I was always being told, when I was like a little kid, I was always being told, you need to outgrow cartoons. When I was a little kid, that's what I was being told. And at one point, I won't go into that story, but yeah, I was always being told, you need to grow up. I wasn't even a teenager, and I was always being told I need to grow up. And which I think was really, which I don't, which yeah, which I I have feelings about that. So, and so I was insecure. So I think I had like a lot of insecurity growing up about the fact that I liked cartoons, but I never stopped liking cartoons, and eventually I started liking anime, and then, and now that, but like I'm in my 30s now, and I still watch cartoons. I still watch, but like I guess like the type of cartoons I watch is different now. Like, my favorite cartoon at the moment is My Adventures with Superman. That's a really great show. Uh, and oh yeah, I also really love Smiling Friends. I love Smiling Friends, and what's another show that I really like? Solar Opposites, which I'm sad is getting its final season right now. So I guess something that I wonder is like, I sometimes wonder like the things that I'm into, do they, is it a good idea to still be into things that like I sometimes wonder like, is it a good idea to still be into the things that I was into back when I was really young? Like, or should I just like replace that with something, or should I let it go? Because like it's hard to tell like, you know, I don't know, because yeah, it's not that I don't feel like I haven't grown up. I feel like I have. It's just that yeah, I guess I don't know. Like I feel sometimes you just feel, you have you feel complicated about the things that you like because things are associated with kids, and you don't want to be a kid forever. It's not good. It's good to grow up, but it's good to grow up, and it's good that she's thinking about like, well, I need to grow up too, but she also needs to possibly learn to accept the fact that there are just some things she won't grow out of. Like I feel like if you're a furry, you're always going to be a furry, and that's okay. You just need to figure out how to find your place in the world with that sort of thing. Um, you just gotta, yeah. Anyways, furries are cool. There was that gay furry group at one point. They were hackers and they hacked the government, so they did something cool there. I think that was a really cool story. I want a movie about that. That's what I want. I want an actual furry cartoon about gay hackers hacking the government and revealing secrets. That's what I want. That's what I want. They've disbanded now, so they'll never do that again. But it was cool when that happened. Okay. Oh right, Nick and Judy from Zootopia. See, I don't really care for that movie, so that's why. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really care for that movie. It's for kids. It's not for me. If I watched it as a kid, I probably would have felt differently about it. It's definitely one of the better Disney movies in a while. It's definitely one of the better Disney movies, but one of the better original Disney movies. I liked it more than I nearly said Rapunzel, but I mean Tangled. But yeah, it's really hard for me to like Disney at the moment. Uh, Most of what they do is crap. Okay. Did I finish this? I don't think I did. Anyways, it is not a magic chest, it is your gadget chest, which you have adapted for storing a number of useful gizmos. It was once your oracle's trunk, a gift from your grandfather, of course, and still contains many silly fortune telling knickknacks, all of which are completely bogus. Open chest. Okay. Okay, cool. She's got stuff. She's got an 8 ball, of course, that makes sense. She's got a crystal ball, makes sense. A problem sooth, okay. A lunchbox. I don't know what that is. 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 Okay. Among the fortune telling knickknacks are these items: a crystal ball plus compulsory velvet pillow, a tarot deck, and a magic 8 ball. Let's see, a magic 8 ball, a magic cue ball. Okay, that's a magic cue ball. A magic cue ball? I've never heard of that. So it's not just an 8 ball, it's a magic 8 ball. So we're just going to concentrate on the specifics in the language here. Okay. Among the fortune telling knickknacks are these items: a crystal ball, not a magic crystal ball, just a crystal ball plus compulsory velvet pillow, a tarot deck, but not a magic tarot deck, a magic 8 ball, a magic cue ball, and one of your favorite books of all time, Problem Sooth. Now, let me just look up what sooth means, because I don't think I know what sooth means. I know what a soothsayer is, but I know what sooth. Is it to do with sooth? Let's see. Apparently sooth means truth. Yeah, okay. Apparently sooth means truth. Cool. It's a Germanic word. Ow, my foot. Oh. So, hang on. 106 seconds. Dang, I counted 106 from the time I pressed enter until it appeared on screen. What? Okay. Okay. Problem truth is basically what this translates to. Among the useful gizmos are, of course. Oh, I think I know it's gone. Wait a sec. I'm just looking at this picture. So this might be her grandfather, and there's the wolf there. There's a wolf in the background. This wolf is becoming. What's the word? I like the. This wolf is. Its presence is tantalizing. Is what. It's of curiosity to me. What was I reading? Oh yeah, among the useful gizmos, of course, your computer, which you keep inside a fun lunchbox, huh? For easy transport, must be a small computer or a big lunchbox, and a couple of gizmos you keep handy so you don't always have to make the long trip to the kitchen. What? The gizmos food? Okay. There is a cookalizer for preparing delicious meals. Got it. And a refrigerator, a name which clearly is a wacky variation on the much more common household item. The refrigify. Yeah, that is not a word, and I refuse to say it ever again. Examine Magic 8 Ball and Magic Cue Ball. Okay, bullet do something magic. Not exactly. These things are stupid and useless. When the Magic 8 Ball isn't being frustratingly ambiguous, its forecast is always wrong. You have tested it numerous times with certain facts you know to be true. This is its reply when you ask if your friend John's birthday is today. See? Stupid. You guess maybe it could be used as a reverse prediction device and always trust the opposite of what it says. So it's an opposite Magic 8 Ball. But that seems dumb to you. And anyway, the thing gives you a bad vibe. You might consider smashing it, but you are a little superstitious about whatever ominous consequences that might have, even if the occult talisman in question is a cheap piece of garbage. The Magic Cue Ball rather, on the other hand, is said to make predictions with alarming precision and specificity. Unfortunately, it lacks a portal on its surface that allows you to view the prediction. You put both of these pieces of junk back in the box. Alright, so I just gotta go take a quick break. Just give me about 10 minutes at the most. It will probably be way less than that. But yeah, just give me a second. Okay, I'm back now. All right, let me just check the chats. Okay, yeah, okay. So, Jasmine, so regarding the chat delay, I think I'm trying to remember. I think I use the. I'm trying to remember how I did this. The chat on the stream, on the stream screen. I think I did that through the software Restream, and it's supposed to be a 15-second delay um, for the free. That's the free version. So, but I guess it's 106 seconds for it to appear. I'm mostly just trying to keep an eye on the actual chats on the YouTube and Twitch directly. So I sort of switch between the two because I know there is a bit of a delay, but like I'm also just not paying attention to the chats all the time because I can only read two things at a time. Let's see. See, no bots on Twitch. That's good. And I definitely felt that I was the wandering vagabond when I tried to read that warped version of refrigerator. Purposeful delay just in case. I mean, I could get a. I mean, yeah, it could just be a way of the purposeful delayness, I suppose, could just be a way of. I mean, I just like the aesthetic of having the chat up on the screen. That's like, I like that aspect of it. That's the main thing for me, is I just like the look of it. I like it in other people's streams, so I want it in my stream. But when it comes to them doing it on purpose, it could just be like, hey, if you don't want this problem, pay for a faster version of it. And it's like, no, I don't want to pay for anything. That's just a waste of money. Maybe, I'd rather not. Okay. There's already too many other things to pay for. Okay. The magic cue ball, on the other hand, is said to make... Oh, wait, did I read? Yeah, I read this already. Let's capture log the refrigerator. Okay. Whoa. Boing, boing, boing. Okay, we spat out the flute. When are we going to play the bass guitar? That's what I thought was going to happen. You take the refrigerator. You might as well grab the cookalizer too. No portable kitchen is complete without it. Man, my ideal life would be living in a camper van. My hope is that next year I could do that, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how we go. You take your lunch top too, because obviously you're going to be using that pretty soon. Whoops, there goes your flute, but who cares? Feed your friend. Before you go out to feed Beck, as in Beck Querrell, I remember that, you will need to prepare a meal for him, to clear some space on your work table so you can set up your refrigerator and cookalizer, okay? Just for fun, Jade allows you to take a stab at matching the cards to use the gizmos, okay? I'm wondering, so the character referred to as you, could that be the wandering vagabond, and is Jade aware of the wandering vagabond's existence? Okay, just for fun, Jade allows you to take a stab at matching the cards to use the gizmos. It doesn't present. It doesn't present much of a challenge for her, so she figures she might as well step aside while providing a few generous hints. No, no, warmer, warmer, cooler, cooler, cold, warmer, yes, no, cold, ice cold, warmer, warmer. It's like, okay. No, okay. Yeah, I don't think this one's interactive. See, she's got a key lime. You have selected the key lime. Way to go. Try again. I wish this part was interactive. Anyways. Let's see, she got one of those lemons. Hot. Wait. No. Cold. Really cold. Frozen fucking tundra. Take another crack at this. Can I do it myself? No? Okay, it doesn't look like I can. Okay. Congratulations. You advance your matching skill to the new level. Yukon Hero Legacy of the Frostbite Amputee. What? Jade is beginning to regret breaking the fourth wall for this ill-advised escapade. Okay, one more time. I suppose it wouldn't have made sense for this to be interactive, but okay. She's looking at. So we got the crab apple out. If it were known in advance how terrible you were going to be at this matching game, the author may have given second thought to preparing this cool interactive flash animation. So this was interactive. This would have been interactive back in the day, but it's not anymore. Oh well. Look at all these fruits on the loose. Good luck trying to settle them down. Are the fruits actually sentient? So, because I've been getting like a vegetarian vibe from her for a while, so this is disturbing. Okay. It's like Sausage Party. You just deployed the gadgets yourself. Yeah, okay. You do what you can do, Jade. Stick fruits in the refrigerator to keep them fresh. Good idea. These fruits are unlikely to become less impotent anytime soon, regardless of where they are stored, but you stick them in anyway. You take a look at the refrigerator's rotary interface. You wonder what he is in the mood for today. Press the steak button. Nope, okay. Okay, well, it's a rotary. Okay, she might not be fully vegetarian. She's probably not a vegetarian, actually. Okay, well, it's a rotary dial, so there are no buttons to press, unless this, what's the character's name again that she's, Becquerel? We don't know what animal it is yet. If I had to guess, it's probably a wolf. Could be a wolf. Well, it's a rotary dial, so there are no buttons to press, but whatever, that doesn't really matter. Whatever, that doesn't really matter. You dial up a thick T-bone steak, which you are sure Becquerel is in the mood for, because he is in the mood for steak every day and is never in the mood for anything else. But he does like his steak well cooked. So it must be, it's gotta be a wolf. Thaw, cook, irradiate, kablamo, lightly irradiate the steak. Okay. Oh, it's moving. He does prefer his steak rare after all, but you will not dignify the thought of turning the knob much further because you are not R-worded. Okay. Moving on. Okay. It's turning green. You capture log the irradiated steak and save it for your trip outside. You probably shouldn't waste much more time. You wouldn't want all those nice depleted steak isotopes to settle down. Examine the atomic base by your bed. Okay. Okay, the bass. Finally. The atomic bass. Cool. You wouldn't exactly call it an atomic bass, but it is heavily customized to accommodate a high level of musical virtuosity, the perfect instrument for the eclectically spirited. You've tuned the strings way down, of course, because your stumpy arms can't reach the low notes. Okay. You switch your... Wow. Wow. Amazing. You switch your eclectic bass to its advanced setting, but you promptly switch it back, since obviously it's too complicated to play in person like this. The default setting is your preferred mode of casual jamming. And since you can't possibly waste enough time playing music, casually jam is exactly what you're gonna do. Okay, play a hauntingly relaxing bass line. We're gonna hear some music and get copyrighted, because that's what happens when I read these, is that I get copyrighted, unfortunately. Okay. Not all the music gets copyright claims on the videos, but okay. So this is an animation. Got some flash going on. She's just chilling out. Wow, what a tower. So she just lives on her own island. Her grandpa's so rich, he bought an island, and now she lives on an island with lilies that just are there, and something's parachuting in. What's it gonna be? Yeah, she's definitely got it made. She's got the best. She's definitely got the best home, in my opinion. She's got the best living situation compared to everyone else. This is the dream. Alright, I'm just gonna check the chats for a minute. I think do not open mention the pronunciation first. Oh yeah, okay. Bequerel. Let me just try and find that. I could have missed that. Let's see. I can't see. Do not open in the chat. Having said that, so maybe there's a glitch on my end. Audio-wise, Jade's bass solo was at like 100, and your voice was like 50 relative to it. Oh, sorry about that. I could hear it. Okay, so I can just call the character Beck, whoever Beck is, because I still don't technically know. Alright, I'll just call the character Beck, and there's like a frog statue here, that's nice. But yeah, okay, let's capture log the bass. I hope she smashes somebody with it, that'd be fun. You take the portable amp from your wall socket too. Cool. Open lunch tub. So I'd say, like, out of all the characters, she's probably like the most OP out of the main four. Though I can't really say she is part of the main four just yet. This is kind of a new thing. She's kind of been the most sidelined up until now. You like to make yourself comfy in your plushy pile before getting down to business with your computer. Okay, that's cute. Get down to business. So I was saying, what's his name? Oh, something cool's happening. Wow, her whole room is a computer screen. It's like, there's like holograms everywhere. Wow. That is so cool. Yeah, she's got the coolest stuff so far. Awesome. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so, okay. So, to me, Dave, like his home situation is he seems to be living in a pretty average apartment. So I feel like he's probably the poorest out of all of them because he's just living in an apartment and it's kind of crap. And it could just be that that's all his brother can afford to put them in, which is understandable because he's probably the main caretaker. And the brother's probably pretty young. I'd say he's probably barely an adult. And also, his job is like doing puppet shows, so he's probably not making a lot of money. Um, and John, he seems to be living in the suburbs, which is very peaceful, very nice, and very average. Probably what it should be for the average person at the baseline. Rose, I sort of described her as a rich girl in some sort of abusive family dynamic with her mum. Yeah, she's definitely rich, but but it's kind of like she isn't really conforming to the expectations of that world. So she's like not really engaging with it very well. She's just sort of like trying to tolerate the nonsense that comes with it. So I think with her, it's kind of like she's from old money, and there's probably some other financial problems where the mum's just like probably not the best with money. Probably she's probably just faffing around. Jade, on the other hand, not from old money. Her grandpa is self-made, and the riches that she gets to experience are relatively new, and and she's just like uber duper rich. So it's kind of like there's like four different tiers of there's four different tiers of like I guess what's the word, economic realities for all of them. So yeah, she's got the most at her disposal, and she's probably the most happy. But I could also see how like her level of wealth that she has access to, that she's exposed to, is it could be damage. It could potentially be damaging, but it doesn't seem to be damaging yet. She potentially is the most isolated. Like she's probably homeschooled. She's living on an island. She's the only interaction she's getting from other kids is her three friends that she has on Pesta Chum, which isn't a lot. Um, so, anyways, let's activate Pesta Chum. So we've only got about 10 minutes. I've only got about 14 minutes left. Hey, look, John is online. Hooray! Also, it looks like Dave pestered you about something yesterday, but you missed it. Pester John. Trollslum? Okay. You greet John, but he does not respond. He is undoubtedly gallivanting around his house in a state of barely restrained birthday mirth. He may also be retrieving the two packages and the two envelopes which you are certain came in the mail for him earlier. You will wait a little while and see if he returns before you head out. See if Dave left you a sweet new wrap. Cool. Okay. Right, the wraps, yeah. It does not appear so, but you just never know with that crazy cool guy. So cool. Okay, Turn Tech God. Okay, Pestering God Agnostic. Okay, hey, oh, you're asleep again, aren't you? Or do you even know if you are? Or do you even know if you are? I still don't know how that works. It's like nothing means anything. It's so cool getting hella chumped by your coquettish damn riddles. What? Let me look that up. Coquette. Can't spell this word. Coquette. Okay. Oh, flirtatious. God, he just really thinks everyone is just like coming onto him all the time. Good grief. It's so cool getting hella chumped by your flirtatious damn riddles all the time. Bro, I don't know why I believe anything you say. I'm like the grand marshal of gross chumpage, okay? So he's putting himself down a little bit, waving around my... Oh my god, I can't say that. Oh my god, waving around my chump Dr. Baton because I'm stupid, assistant director of chumpography, celebrated author Ernest Chumpingway. Wait, weak. Yeah, you don't say. Chumple-Stillskin. Chumple dipshit? Yeah, you're asleep. Yes, no. ASL. S equals species. Baboon. Kangaroo rat. If kangaroo rat, yiff twice. Yiff twice, please. Okay, well, you're not saying anything, so I guess whether you're non-awake or unasleep or whatever, you're just not around and I'm wasting good material. Yeah. Okay, dude. Even worse, I'm wasting a killer persona here. Oh, really? He's a furry as well. Interesting. Like, I don't know, like a wide open V-shaped leotard and a fuck ton of body paint. Some like sinewy back arching Cirque du Soleil looking motherfucker. Always low to the ground, getting a cool prowl on like, I dropped my keys in the dark. Nimble, what the fuck is he talking about? Nimblest son of a bitch who had the gumption to glue a nasty pair of latex cat lips to his face. What? For a reason that wasn't a joke. Jade, hey, where are you? Seriously, I'm sitting here tonight with a fucking bag of kibble jacked open on my lap and primed for primal for goddamn bear, and you're gone. By the way, my name is Aquita Permusk. Is that his persona? Hardest buttock in the jungle. Tempered Steel. Hey, yeah, just wanted to give you this remix. I finished here. Okay, so it's given her a file. So yeah, you don't have to respond to any of that, by the way. I'll probably forget half the shit I said anyway. Talk to you tomorrow. Wow. That was incredible. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm just going to save it here for now, just because I feel like that's a good place to stop for today. I will continue reading this tomorrow, same time, 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'll have it scheduled so you'll know when the stream is supposed to start. So hope you all. And thank you to everyone who came over to check this out, and I appreciate that. And you all take care of each other, and take care of yourselves. Let me just read the chats before I go, just to make sure I'm not missing out anything. Dave and his monologues. I love what Dave left her thinking, like coy. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. You'll reach a page I'm looking forward to pretty early on. Oh, cool. All right. I'll be looking forward to that tomorrow then. So I'll see you tomorrow, Jasmine, and anyone else who shows up. I'll just save this, that way we don't lose our spot. All right. Have a good night. I'm not going to have a good night. I'm going to be. I've got it's midday for me, so I'm going to go to the gym. All right. Take care, everyone.